We are in the 7th essay of Kuntres Achron. This essay actually speaks about charity, and as a result, the Rebbe says that it's a topic that seems to fit more appropriately in the letters of the Alter Rebbe, but this is where it is. So, quoting from a verse in Amos, in Tanakh, in Nach, Tzedakah kenachal esan, giving charity is like a mighty river. So we have the concept of a river, and we have the concept of might, in Hebrew, esan. What does that mean? So the word esan means vigor, toughness, antiquity. It relates to the element of the soul, the element of chachma, the quintessential point of an idea, of intelligence, represented by the Yud in God's name. In the first letter of God's name, the Tetragrammaton, Yud and Nehe and Vav and Nehe. It is this level of chachma, esan, that is then flows into a mighty river. That river is called Bina. So from the small point flows a mighty river. A mighty river. This is the idea in Kabbalah, where you have the point that is in its chamber. So you'll have like an edifice, and then there's the point from where that edifice came from, and then is developed. That is again the idea of from Chachma to Bina. They are like two friends that don't separate, because Chachma must come into Bina for it to develop into a complete idea, and not just the quintessential seminal point of an idea that could be easily lost. And the idea needs to be true and real and connected to its original point, right? Which is of Chachma. Now the word esan is in future tense. It's in future tense, meaning this concept of the flow of Chachma into Bina, which is now in a concealed state, will ultimately be destined to be revealed. When? In the times of Mashiach, in the future, right? That and how does that translate into us? That we have the quintessential point of the heart, the innermost aspect of the heart, right? That is connected to Chachma. It's connected to the inspiration of Chachma, of the soul. Chachma is the quintessential point of my being, of my soul, my connection to God. That is concealed within me. It will become illuminated. Illuminated means it's now flowing like a river, that quintessential point. And it will flow in one's heart, ultimately when Mashiach comes, in a revealed way. In other words, the core essence of my being, of my heart, my soul, will be revealed. Now it's not, but in the times of Mashiach. How will it become revealed? When I remove from my heart the outer layer of an obstruction called arla, like the foreskin, that when I remove it, what does that foreskin represent? Well, the outer layer of the heart, as opposed to the true inner layer, the true inner core of the heart, is our connection with God. But it's covered over. It's concealed. Why? It's covered over because my love is for food. My love is for comfort. My love is for things that make me feel good, right? Which that covers over on the true inner heart and its desire to connect with God. So we have to remove that. In other words, remove the negative sense of the outer layers of the heart, that we have a desire for something that, again, is just pleasure seeking, just as an end for my outward benefit, shall we say, right? When we do that, then God will come, and as the verse says, first, our ultimate is that you should circumcise your heart, meaning the external aspect of the heart that we just spoke about. And then, Umal Hashem Elokecha is levavchem. Then God will come and He will remove the deeper parts of the heart to allow the inner core of the heart to be revealed. To be revealed. When will then this effectively, really, truly happen? Times of Mashiach. That being said, at this present time, likewise, during exile, there is a capability that we can reach that quintessential point of the heart, the power of the antiquity of the heart, right? That is deep down, that it should flow, that it should be revealed. How? How do you reach that innermost point of the heart? As will be free-flowing in the times of Mashiach, we can reach it by arousing an abounding divine mercy over ourselves. What part of ourselves? Over our soul. The fact that our soul is indeed in exile, indeed contained, and it's not revealed the soul's inner connection to God, and that it is totally bound up with God. For that is to be pitied, right? That the spark of our soul, which is the chachma of the soul, is can't illuminate. It can't, you just have the quintessential point. It's there. It's what defines us. It's not going away, but it's not flowing. It's not a river expanding. It's not illuminating me in my mind and my heart, that I feel totally bound up, totally united with God. Why? Because I'm in exile. Because that's what exile is. Exile means that the greatest gift that I have, my connection with God, is not being truly realized. Not being truly realized. And that's to be pitied. That's the point. When we have pity on that, then we'll arouse the divine compassion from above. As is known, Jacob, it says, redeemed Abraham. Yaakov redeemed Abraham. Jacob, is the embodiment of compassion. And Abraham is the embodiment of the kindness and love. So not always can you have a feeling of love. Just like in human relationships, there's people that we ought to love, but you don't feel it sometimes. You know what you need to have? Compassion. Because compassion will redeem the love that we have deep down inside for them. And that's the same thing over here. Yaakov, who is the embodiment of compassion, will redeem Avraham, who is the embodiment of kindness and love. So when we have compassion for our soul that's in exile, that will redeem the love that we have for God. That will create an arousal from below that will bring the abundant mercies from above to affect that mighty flow and illumination. However, in that compassion that we have has to be expressed in some manner. How? Compassion for another, giving charity. When you give tzedakah, when you are charitable, and in a manner, so to speak, without boundaries, in other words, it's not a limited thing. You're giving, you're not giving based on your comfort zone. You know, I'm comfortable giving $5. I'm comfortable giving $50. I'm comfortable giving $500. That's my comfort zone. But you go above and beyond, recognizing that through tzedakah, you bring a redeeming quality to your soul, that you ready to redeem your soul just, for any amount, right? Whatever it is. So when a person gives in that manner, tzedakah, then that is an expression of the compassion because you're giving to someone who is in need. And that expression then it arouses above that there should be a divine flow, a mighty river that flows in us, that we can have some form of what we will experience, truly experience in the time to come, in the times of Mashiach, that will illuminate our soul. As a result of that compassion that we have, compassion for our soul, and we're giving in a manner that is compassionate for our soul in order to bring that healing for the soul. That's the idea. Folks, we have 2 days left until we finish Tanya. Friday will be the final day of finishing the 5th book. And of course, right thereafter, we'll start once again. So auspicious time, great occasion coming. Yutes Kislev, Chag Geula, the day of redemption of the Alter Rebbe from prison over 200 years ago, and we continue in the Alter Rebbe's teachings in order to bring the final redemption. All right. Any questions here? Any comments? Give me a moment. All right. I don't see questions, but I see very nice comments. And thank you. Appreciate all those wonderful comments. Troy from South Africa. Erica, Susan, Clem, Barry. Okay. So Barry, what we can hope for now is have compassion on our soul and be giving, and that our soul will be illuminated. All right, folks. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zichron Kedeshim in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. Have a wonderful day. We'll catch up and continue tomorrow.